Next topic is interface. Interface circuit is nothing but interface. It interfaces the transmitter and receiver from PC to your mobile. If you want to transmit the data from PC to mobile or mobile to PC, you have to use the data cable. The data cable into vartaru. It interfaces the program, the PC and the mobile, your personal computer and your mobile. Data transmit cheyadaniki you are using the data cable to transmit the data between your personal computer and mobile. Here the data cable acts as an interface between your computer and your mobile to transmit the data, because the mobile in the mobile the data formats, the speed are different with respect to the data formats and speed of the computer. Similarly, if you want to connect the IO devices, the keyboard, monitor, printer, like that, to computer, we have to use the interface circuits, because the devices, all IO devices are electromechanical devices. Electromechanical devices, all input output devices are electromagnetic devices, whereas the computer is a electronic circuit. Okay, there must be a signal conversion, and also the IO devices are all very slow devices compared to the processor. Processor పోల్చుకుంటే IO devices అన్ని కూడా very slow devices అన్నమాట. So to synchronize all these one, we have to use the interface So here okay, interface circuits. In general, the I/O interface consists of the circuit required to connect I/O device to computer bus. Computer bus అంటే the processor system bus ఉంది కదా, address line, data line, control line, the bus. You have to connect the devices. I/O devices are connected to that system bus. Circuit required to connect అంటే ఈ I/O devices కంప్యూటర్ PC బస్ కి, మన కంప్యూటర్ బస్ కి సిస్టమ్ బస్ కనెక్ట్ చేయడానికి ద రిక్వైర్డ్ సర్క్యూటరీ, ఓకే, కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద రిక్వైర్డ్ సర్క్యూట్ అంటే సిగ్నల్ కన్వర్షన్ చేయడానికి కానీ, అడ్రస్ డికోడర్ చేయడానికి కానీ, స్పీడ్ సింక్రనైజ్ చేయడానికి కానీ ద రిక్వైర్డ్ సర్క్యూట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద ఇంటర్ఫేస్ సర్క్యూట్. ఓకే, side of the interface which connects the computer has bus signals for bus తెలుసు కదా, the system bus consists of three lines: address line, data line, control line. One side of the bus, that is processor side, consists of the bus line, address, data, control line. And side of the interface which connect to I/O device అంటే the interface in the device side consists of data path and associated controls to transfer data between the interface and I/O device. I/O device నుంచి interface కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయడానికి the data path all these are there. And this side is known as a port అంట, I/O port అంటే input port, output port అంటే చూసారా, we have through which we have connected the I/O devices. Okay, ports can be classified into two types: parallel port and serial port. Okay, this is system bus address through which we had, this is the computer, and we have to connect, this is the interface circuit, and this side we have to connect the keyboard circuit. Okay, and this is called port anta. Okay, the interface one side is consists of address line, data line, control line. Another side consists of the port to which you have to connect the device, keyboard or printer, monitor, anything. Okay, like that. For each and every device, there is interface circuit is there. Okay, and the ports can be operated in two modes: parallel port, serial port. Okay, parallel port transfers data in the form of a number of bits, normally 8 to 16, to or from the device. Directly parallel port nothing but at a time the 8 bits are transmitted to the device to the interface circuit. And serial port transfer, this is only one bit at a time, whereas in serial transmission one bit is transmitted one at a time, only one line is there through which all the bits are transmitted. This is serial communication. అది 8 బిట్స్ ఒకేసారి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తే దాన్ని ప్యారలల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అంటారు. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ప్యారలల్ పోర్ట్, సీరియల్ పోర్ట్. Processor communicates with the bus in the same way whether it is a parallel port or a serial port, whereas parallel port or serial port is different for one, but interface to the bus there is only one processor communicate with the bus in the same way whether it is a parallel port or serial port. Conversion from the parallel to serial and vice versa takes place inside the circuit. Okay, ఈ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నుంచి సిస్టమ్ బస్ కి మాత్రం ద డేటా ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ త్రూ ప్యారలల్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, ప్యారలల్ గా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకుంటే దర్ ఇస్ నో ప్రాబ్లం, ప్యారలల్ గా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకుంటుంది బస్ లైన్ కి ఇంటర్ఫేస్. వేరే ద కీబోర్డ్ ఇస్ సెండింగ్ ది డేటా సీరియల్ గా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసింది అనుకోండి, then that signal must be converted to serial to parallel and then transferred to the system bus. Okay, that is here. Conversion from parallel to serial and vice versa takes place in the interface circuit. This is the parallel port. This is processor. This is processor side. This is keyboard switches. Keyboard switches ఉంటాయి చూసారా? This one. Okay. And here I am explaining how the data is transmitted from keyboard to the processor. అంటే keyboard device నుంచి processor కి data ఎలా transmit చేస్తుంది. Okay. Keyboard is connected to the processor using a parallel port. Okay. Here the port is parallel port. Okay. 8 bits of transmit at a time. That is keyboard. Processor is 32-bit, uses memory map IO and synchronous protocol. And here using the bus lines are asynchronous bus. Okay, because the keyboard and processor are not operated on the same control. The keyboard is your separate device and the processor is separate device. Both are not controlled using a single clock. So these two transmission is asynchronous transmission. Okay. On the processor side of the interface, we have this is the interface circuit between the device and the processor. The interface circuit is there, and for interface one side is data line. This is data line, address line, and control lines, reader write, and master ready, slave ready signals are there on the one side of the interface. On the keyboard side of the interface, the encoder circuit and debouncing circuit. Encoder circuit is used to encoding the keyboards. Keyboard switch 8 and type చేశారనుకోండి. The processor does not know capital ABCD, small ABCD. Processor system ki ABCD ఏమి తెలియదు. Only processor knows only ones and zeros. కాబట్టి మీ కీబోర్డ్ మీద ప్రెస్ చేసిన కీస్ అన్ని కూడా ఎన్కోడ్ అవ్వాలి. యాస్కీ కోడ్ కింద ఎన్కోడ్ అవ్వాలి. అమెరికన్ స్టాండర్డ్ కోడ్ ఫర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇంటర్చేంజ్ యాస్కీ కోడ్ కింద ఎన్కోడ్ చేయాలి. అందుకే దీన్ని ఎన్కోడర్ సర్క్యూట్ దేర్. ఎందుకంటే వాట్ ఎవర్ ద కీ ప్రెస్డ్ దట్ విల్ బి ఎన్కోడెడ్ ఇంటూ యాస్కీ కోడ్. ఓకే. ఎన్కోడర్ సర్క్యూట్ విచ్ జనరేట్స్ ఏ కోడ్ ఫర్ ది కీ ప్రెస్డ్. మీరు ఏ కీ ఏది ప్రెస్ చేశారో ఆ కీకి సంబంధించిన యాస్కీ కోడ్ ని ఎన్కోడ్ చేసేస్తుంది. డీబౌన్సింగ్ సర్క్యూట్ విచ్ ఎలిమినేట్స్ ది ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ కీ బౌన్స్. అంటే మీరు కీ ప్రెస్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ బ్యాక్ బౌన్స్ అవ్వాలి కదా, దట్ ఈస్ డీబౌన్సింగ్ సర్క్యూట్. Data lines contains the code for the key. Data lines, nothing but the 8-bit ASCII code is transmitted through the data line. And value line changes from 0 to 1 when the key is pressed. When a character is pressed, a new character will be there in the encoder circuit. Then the valid signal goes from 0 to 1. This causes code to be loaded into data in. First, I want to transmit Kumar from keyboard to processor. Then first the key is pressed in the keyboard switch. The key is pressed in the keyboard switch, and the key is encoded to 8-bit ASCII code. 8-bit ASCII code can convert అవుతుంది. The character converted to 8-bit ASCII code, and that 8-bit ASCII code is transmitted through the data lines. And when a character is pressed in the keyboard, the valid signal line goes from 0 to 1. Goes from 0 to 1 is 0. This is 1. Goes from 0 to 1. Then the 8-bit data is transmitted to data in register through the data lines, and the 8-bit ASCII code is transmitted to the data in register. Okay. మీకు అర్థం గురించి కే రాశాను. The K is transmitted to the data in register, and SIN input flag initially 0 ఉంటుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే the data in register న్యూ క్యారెక్టర్ వచ్చిందో the flag is set to 1 అవుతుంది. SIN flag is set to 1 అవుతుంది. Then the processor ఏం చేస్తుందంటే చెక్కింగ్ ది ఇన్పుట్ ఫ్లాగ్. If it is SIN set to 1 అంటే it contains new character, then the processor is sending the address of the keyboard on the address line, and the read operation అంటే కీని రీడ్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి the read operation is placed on the read write signal. That is read write signal. And before this transmission, the processor ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఐఎమ్ రెడీ టు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ద డేటా. ఓకే, దిస్ వన్ send it to the slave అంటే master nothing but who initiated the transfer, and when master is ready, the signal is received by the slave, and the keyboard is sending the data to the data in register. At that time, the slave is also sending the slave ready signal. Okay, and then the data is transmitted from interface data in register to the processor, and the K is transmitted to the processor. Okay, similarly, after K is transmitted to data register, the SIN flag is set to 0. Okay. And same UE typed in the keyboard, and that can converted to 8-bit NK code and transmitted to data in register, and same and transmitted to the processor. Similarly, all the data are transmitted to processor. This is parallel port. Okay, and this is the exact circuit for address lines and data lines. Now, keyboard to printer, we have discussed the transmission from keyboard to printer. Now, printer to processor to printer. Okay, the last slide we have discussed the keyboard to processor. Now, processor to printer. Okay, write operation. This is called write operation. Printer is connected to the parallel port. Similarly, processor 32-bit US memory map and asynchronous both. Similarly, here also the processor and the printer both are controlled on the different clock generators. So the transmission is called asynchronous transmission. On the processor side, data line, address line, control lines, read write line, and master ready, slave ready signal. These are there. On interface side, the printer side, it consists of data line, valid line, and ideal signal. Ideal signal line which the printer accepts when it's ready to accept a character. Ideal signal, nothing but the printer will be in ideal free when it is free to print the character. When it is ideal, it's sending the ideal signal to the processor. Okay, processor places new character into a data out register, and the processor replacing the whatever the character printed on the printer, that is sent to the data out register Kumar K and also sending the valid signal to the printer. And I am sending the new character, please print on the paper. That is K is printed on the printer. Okay. This is the interface circuit between the processor and the printer. Combined input output both are combined here. Combined IO interface circuits and keyboard and both. Next serial port. Okay. CR అర్థం తీసుకున్నావమ్మా?